What do you get when you take an art style / world designed by the guy who created Trigun, plus you make a simple but fun third-person shooter? A Trigun game? Well, not quite. There was a Trigun game in the works called Trigun: The Planet Gunsmoke. However, it never came to fruition. In its place, we got Gungrave. Developed by Red Entertainment and published by Sega in the US, Gungrave was released in the States on September 16, 2002. While it may seem simple on the surface, that can actually work to its advantage. The plot involves Beyond the Grave, formerly known as Brandon Heat. He was once a member of the Millennium organization that rules over the city the game takes place in. He's killed and resurrected as Beyond the Grave, and he seeks revenge against the organization who betrayed him. He's also assisted by Dr. T, who helped to revive him, as well as Mika, the daughter of Grave's former lover, Maria, and the former leader of Millennium, Big Daddy. The game itself is a simple point A to point B third-person shooter. You'll start at one end of the level and work your way through the other end. Grave can move freely and can rapidly fire his weapons. You can push the square button over and over again, or you can set it to hold square. Although the latter makes it easier, it does make it less tiring on your finger. You can also jump forward, backward, and left or right, like in Max Payne. You can also use your coffin in a spin attack for enemies who gang up close to you. It's very easy to control, and should be easy to pick up and play, even for those new to third-person shooters. As you move through and kill more enemies, the beat meter will continue to fill up. You can use it to restore your health, at least on normal and hard, and you can use it for demolition shots. Demolition shots are useful for taking out large groups of enemies. You start out with one, and you'll unlock others as you continue throughout the game. From stage 3 and onward, you'll have boss fights. They are a bit tougher than the regular enemies, but the beat meter and good dodging will go a long way in beating them. The graphics look good. The game has a cel-shaded look, which, given how the art was done by the guy who created Trigun, Yasuhiro Nightow, apologies, this was probably the best approach. Textures look smooth for the time, the character models look good, and the environments at times exhibit the feel of John Woo's action films. The level designs are simple but look good. The sound design is also good. The music works for the action at hand, and the sound effects pack a strong punch to make you feel like the action is strong. Also, even though the voice acting is only in Japanese, it still sounds good, and there are English subtitles still. Since this is a very straightforward shooter, not much more is needed. But maybe it's a bit too straightforward for its own good. All you really do is fight your way through the levels from point A to point B, like I said, and that's it. There are no puzzles to solve for level progression or anything like that. It's almost as if the game feels very arcade-like. That's not necessarily a bad thing. The saying less is more really applies here. The experience is fast-paced, high action, and it can be a lot of fun. The only real issue is that the simplicity can make the game feel a bit too easy. Though there are a couple higher difficulty levels if you want to amp it up. The game itself won't take too long to beat, no more than a few hours. Though there are some nice unlockable items at the end, like action figures and other cool things. What I wouldn't do to have those figures in real life. Gungrave is a simple but kick-ass third-person shooter. Good graphics, good controls, good sound design, and awesome unlockable items. However, the game can be too simple for its own good. It can feel pretty easy compared to other shooters, and it's also a bit on the short side. Despite this, for what it accomplishes, I think the game succeeds for what it does, and I would recommend it for that. I give Gungrave a 4 out of 5. Thanks for watching. If you like what you saw, click the big red button below to subscribe. Check out the other links in the description for more cool stuff, and check out the playlist on screen for more content. See you in the next video.